for Monday, September 7th, 2020. This is the Pro and Con Show, and I'm your host, Michael James Ott. As always, welcome to the show. So, the point of the show, of course, is it's my attempt, try to poke the bear, if you will, try to get people to be a little bit better citizens. Come on, be a little bit more open to opposing views, because we need to do that, because actually none of us are omnipotent. That means we're not all knowing, and there's plenty of things that other people know that we don't, and we form our opinions based on what we know. And when they have knowledge and we don't have it, guess what? We have the wrong opinion in many cases. Okay, so you've got to be better citizens. We have to talk to each other. We have to step away, especially from this agonism kind of thing, this warrior stance, Hatfields and McCoys, that is promoted by the propaganda from our political parties. So, the puppet masters, basically, that are using hot point kinds of emotional issues like abortion, for example, or gun control, to keep us divided into tribes or cults. Because then they can count on us to get a certain support, and now they can keep 45% of us, whatever, in the corral, if you will, and now they're only having to work on 10, 15, 20% of us to try to get their way. Okay, we need to walk away from all that crap. But anyway, today's show is called Bully, and I want to talk specifically about Mr. Trump. And again, I have this is not Republican versus Democrat. This is not policy, conservative versus liberal, anything like that. It's just an observation of Mr. Trump and the fact, one, and I've said this many times before, his superpower is his tenacity. In other words, if he decides that he wants this, whatever this thing is, he will not stop, and he will do anything. He's very happy to do anything to try to achieve his goal. So I liken it to, because we all, and unfortunately, I've talked about this in the past too, we have this definition of success, which is the accumulation of wealth, influence, and power. And so, depending on these type A individuals, the ones that are driven to succeed, okay, some of them will, driven to succeed, but they have a kind of a moral center, and they'll do what they think they can do, legally or ethically, kind of stuff. They'll kind of stay within those bounds. And then there's other people that will kind of push those boundaries to try to see whether they can not cheat the system, but try to push the walls on the system to see whether they can get some advantage that other people don't have. And then there are just people like Al Capone, for example, back during the days of Prohibition, said, "Screw the law. I'm going to make whiskey and beer, and I'm going to sell it like crazy, and I'm going to run, prostitution rings and all this stuff. And that's how I'm going to acquire wealth, influence, and power. Screw the law." And Mr. Trump is in that category of people that definitely very happy to press the limits of the law, and quite frankly, will flaunt it if he can, if he thinks he can get away with it. And the more he gets away with it, the more emboldened he gets. Well, the bully part about this, and the reason why I talk about the bully in him, is he's always, because he's had some money, okay? He's always had some money. His dad provided, some millions and millions of dollars. They were a wealthy family. And they've always used, for example, litigation, so suing people. So this is the United States of America, and we've had this court system for the entire length of time that the country's been around. and you can sue somebody. You can try to charge them with criminal things, but you can also do civil suits, and you can try to win monetary awards against other people in society. And so Trump has been leveraging lawyers and litigation to try to bully other people, and he's been successful. Okay, he's famous in New York now. If you go to New York City and or New York State, like in this upcoming election, about 90% of people in New York, the people that know Donald Trump the best, they are going to vote for Joe Biden. Not because they're Democrats, but because they fervently hate Donald Trump, because he has been pushing, litigating, flaunting, his money and his power and stuff, and putting the screws to any number, dozens, hundreds, thousands of people in New York and New York State. And they know him for this. This is what he does. And so Michael Cohen was his latest fixer and did a bunch of this stuff for him, and now has written this book about, kind of revealing all the stuff and how he got involved in it and how he actively participated in all of this unethical, immoral, and often illegal behavior for the benefit of Mr. Trump, who is now President of the United States. And so the bullying, and the problem is, it's bad enough when the bully is in the schoolyard, and there's always there's a few people that kind of hang on with the bullies, right? Because one, they don't want to be bullied, okay? And two, there's some number of people that kind of like hanging around with that powerful guy and getting some of the rewards. For example, if there's a bully in the schoolyard, maybe he and a small group of his, friends, but not real friends, but followers, they'll go around and shake people down for candy or money or whatever. And then the bully, of course, takes the lion's share of that. But he also, these guys are hanging out with me, so yeah, I'll give them a little bit. Here you go. Here's some candy. Here's a little bit of money. And so you get these little groups where there's a bully, and then there's a little group of hangers-on that follow around and actually will support that bully unless somebody punches the bully in the nose and thoroughly defeats him, and then they're without their island of power or whatever that they were following, and they quickly fall apart. So the whole thing about Donald Trump is he's got, lawyers. He's always had lawyers, and so he'll sue or whatever. And then unfortunately, he has the national media, and he's like I say, he is extremely tenacious. So he'll just keep calling. If he can't get on the Today Show, he'll call the CBS Morning Show, or he'll call Fox News, or he'll just keep calling. Call until he finally gets somebody to say, yeah, we'll put you on the air. And then he gets a free bullhorn to say whatever he wants to say. He's bullied his way onto some kind of communication channel, and now he can spew his stuff, okay? And so Twitter, Fox News, other media outlets, they are all his megaphone amplifying his bullying, and it's pretty effective. And what it's done is, so the cadre of people that have been enabling Donald Trump's behavior, part of it is it's buddying up to the bully, So yeah, I get my money, I get my, treats or whatever. But part of it is this media bullhorn kind of thing that he has been enabled by Facebook, Twitter, Fox News, and a handful of other media outlets. He can really throw a crap storm at somebody if you disagree with him, and call it, and use that channel, use that public ability, that bully pulpit, there it is, bully pulpit of the presidency to, try to mitigate and minimize anyone that tries to expose him or expose some of the things that he's been doing against the public good. So that's another reason why Mr. Trump cannot be reelected president, is he is a bully, and he's a good one. He's a very, very effective bullying person, and it has caused a sea change in the way that our government is behaving toward us. And it's not a good one. So, for the Pro and Con Show, this has been your host, Michael James Ott. And until the next show, bye for now.